Have you ever asked your parents what it was like to go to school when they were younger? Did you ever ask them if they were bullied, or if they were the bully, or even if they engaged in the bullying and made a kid feel small and afraid? Have you ever found yourself being that person? I know what you're thinking. She's about to give this big lecture on why bullying is wrong, why we need to accept people for the way they are. Though, you'd be wrong. I mean, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about today, but to me, bullying is a very broad subject that can only be broken down by the bullied. And if you ask me, it all begins with compassion. The lack of compassion and bullying go hand in hand. And although we've evolved from our parents' generation, we have not come far. Some of you might not even know what the word compassion exactly means, or how to show it, how to feel it. Compassion is a three-syllable word that means sympathetic pity and concern for the suffering. So what does that word mean to you? Have you ever shown sympathetic pity or concern for the suffering? Has anyone ever showed you sympathetic pity or concern when you were suffering? It's because of this basic human feeling that we are lacking that today I wanted to talk about compassion in schools, compassion through social media, and how to restore compassion to our society. I think we can all agree that most cases of bullying occur in schools or by our classmates. According to the National Bullying Prevention Center, 1 out of every 5 students reports being bullied. I think we can also agree that many staff members and school boards try to rid of bullying through posters, surveys, and trying to bond a relationship between a teacher and a student. So what's the most a teacher can do about a bully? Sit them down and tell them that bullying is wrong and that it needs to stop. Though how often does that diminish the cause? How often does that make the cause worse? Though many school boards and staff members believe that this is enough to rid of bullying completely. Though instead of teaching students that bullying is wrong, why don't we teach them how to be better people? How to stand into someone's shoes and see what they are going through. Because by the time that we finally begin to care, sometimes it's too late. According to the Jason's Foundation, the second leading cause of teen death is suicide. Now, it's one thing to think about being compassionate and that treating somebody awfully is wrong. And it is another thing to actually show compassion and let somebody know that they aren't alone. We also know that a lot of bullying occurs on social media through indirect tweets, Facebook posts, and the comments section. I can say social media has become a place where we can say whatever we want and not feel bad because we don't have to witness somebody's reaction. According to the iSafe Foundation, over half of the teen population has reported being bullied over the internet. That same number has engaged in the bullying. And not only that, but over 84% of these teens has witnessed this bullying and not taken a stand. We're more worried about sharing a post that explains the effects of not being shown the proper compassion than actually showing compassion. Social media has become a place where we retweet and like a post because it's just so relatable. Though, yeah, we can all relate to the lack of sleep and the amount of homework that we have to do, but some people handle this suffering and this pain differently than others. We don't think to ask somebody if they are genuinely okay, or if they are suffering and they need somebody to lean on. Instead, we allow them to think that they are alone. So how do we exactly become better people? According to Psychology Today, the first step in becoming better people is to simply begin to care. Thinking that, like I said, as a society, we have become selfish. Thinking that our problems are greater than somebody else's and that somebody could not possibly be suffering through the same thing that we are. We push people around because we're unaware the effect we have on other people's lives. We need to show people that we're all going through the same thing. We're all stressed, we're all overwhelmed. I mean, high school is painful, and we're all surviving through it right now. It's just some people handle this pain differently than others. So, to restore compassion in our society and in schools and over social media, we need to frequently ask the people that we care about, or even complete strangers who seem as if they are struggling, if they are okay, if they need somebody to lean on. And the next time we see a post that seems as if someone is in pain, reach out to them, because in that moment, they might need you. Today we talked about where compassion lies in school, how social media has caused us to be more worried about sharing a post about compassion than actually showing compassion, and how to restore compassion throughout our society and eventually bring peace to schools and social media. Compassion will lead us to helping each other through the pain. That everything that is so wrong in this world will eventually be right. Because we've all experienced pain, and we are all capable of showing compassion. Finally, I'd like to conclude with a quote from Albert Einstein. Compassionate people are geniuses in the art of living, more necessary to the dignity, security, and the joy of humanity than discoverers of knowledge. Thank you.